Hello and welcome back to another yoga flow on Move with Bri. Thank you so much for joining me for this flow in Denver today. We're going to start on the mat with a big inhale to reach the arms overhead. And as you exhale, bring the thumbs down to heart center. Use this time to set an intention for your practice. And we'll take another big inhale to reach the arms overhead, this time grabbing the left wrist and reaching over to the right. Big stretch of the left ribs. You might even look up past that arm. And then bringing it back up to center, we'll switch the grip and take it to the other side. Big stretch of the right intercostal muscles, maybe looking up towards that right arm. And bringing the head back to neutral and the arms back up, we'll bring the arms down to interlace behind your back. Roll the shoulders back and look up towards the sky. As you exhale, start to lean the body forward over the thighs, maybe bringing the forehead down to the ground or a pillow, and bringing the knuckles up towards your ceiling. With the inhale, you'll bring yourself back up, this time lifting the chin towards the sky. And now we'll turn on your mat into a tabletop position for cat-cow on an inhale, lifting the chin and the tailbone. And as you exhale, pushing your shins down, round your spine. Continue that motion. Every time you inhale, lift your chin, lift your tail. And every time you exhale, push away from the ground with the palms and the tops of the feet to round the spine. Now you're off on the pace of your own breath, so you can keep that fluid cat-cow motion, or if there are any other variations of cat-cow you want to take, go ahead and move in any way that will start to loosen up your own spine. And the next time you inhale, reach your right arm up towards the sky, big open wingspan. And as you exhale, we'll thread that right arm underneath the bridge of the left arm. Bring the right cheek to the floor. Now, option 1 is to stay where you are. Option 2 is to straighten the left arm and the left leg, creating a balance. And if you want to take it even one step further, you'll lift that left leg up to a diagonal. Slowly lower the left leg back down and raise it up. And lower it down and raise it up. Lower it down, lift it up, lower it down, lift it up, lower it down, lift. And this time we'll bring the knee back down to the ground, left hand by the face, and on your inhale, reach the right arm back up to where we came from, open wingspan. And now trading sides, we'll set the right hand down, lift the left arm up, big breath in through the nose. As you exhale, thread that left arm underneath the bridge of the right arm. This time, left cheek comes to the ground. You can either keep that right hand down to brace yourself or slide it to the top edge of your mat. Now, if you're taking the full balance, you'll extend the right leg back behind you, maybe lift it up. Holding there for a beat, take a deep inhale through the nose. And smooth, steady exhale. Good, one more breath in. And this time, as you exhale, tap the right toes down and inhale, lift it slowly back up. Exhale, tap it down. Inhale to rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. And inhale to rise. Good, again, lower. And lift. Lower. And release. Right hand will come back by the face. Left arm goes up towards the sky, stretching the arms. Now, as you lower the left hand down to the ground, we'll walk both hands to the top edge of the mat, tuck the toes under, and lift up to a downward facing dog. You can start to pedal out your feet here in this first down dog to loosen up your calves and your hamstrings, maybe even stretch the soles of the feet. And now press both heels down towards the ground. We're going to shift forward into a high plank. Holding that high plank, take an inhale and stay with the exhale. Good, long in the low back, you've got it. Big breath in and Chaturanga as you breathe out. Inhale to a cobra or an up dog. And as you move to downward facing dog, deep exhale through the nose. Bend the knees, look to your thumbs, and now we'll step, walk, or hop to the thumbs for a fold. Holding that forward fold, you might grab opposite elbows and sway your body left to right, finding some release through the spine and the neck. You might shake the head no and yes here, finding even more release down through the neck and the jaw. Interlace the hands behind the back now and draw the knuckles up towards the ceiling. We're going to tilt the knuckles towards the left as you bend the left knee and look to the right shoulder. And then trading sides, bend the right knee, drop the knuckles to the right side as you look up past the left shoulder. Now coming back to center, release the hands down. Bend both knees and round the spine to roll up to your Tadasana Pose. When you get up to Tadasana Pose, turn the palms forward, rolling your shoulders back. Lift the chest and press down all areas of your feet. Inhale to lift your arms up. And as you exhale, bow over the legs, forward fold. Now inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, plant the palms. You can step or hop to plank and take a Chaturanga. Inhale to a Cobra or an Up Dog. And exhale back to Downward Facing Dog. Good. Bend the knees, look forward, and then you can step or jump forward. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Rise to stand as you breathe in. Draw the thumbs to heart center as you breathe out. Again, big inhale, reach the arms up. Forward fold as you exhale. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to step or jump the feet to Chaturanga, exhaling as you lower. Inhale to a Cobra or Up Dog, stretch. And then exhale to Downward Facing Dog, press the heels down. Bend your knees, look at your thumbs, and then exhale, step or hop to fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reaching up through the arms, and as you exhale, close that round. Another time, big inhale, reach up and look up. And exhale, bow forward over the legs. Inhale to halfway lift, and then exhale to step or jump your feet to Chaturanga. Inhale, Up Dog. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog, really warming up the body here. Relax the jaw, deep breath in, bend the knees, look forward, and then exhale, hop to the top of the mat, fold. Inhale to halfway lift, exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up, reach the arms up, and bring the thumbs to the center of the chest as you breathe out. This time we'll walk the feet together, all the way together. With an inhale, bend the knees and reach the arms up for chair pose, really sinking the hips down low. Squeeze the knees together, create a clamp of stability between your thighs. Bring the thumbs together at heart center, and we're going to take a twist here with the left elbow outside of the right thigh. If it feels okay on your neck, rotate the chest and the chin up towards that right elbow. And then bringing it back to center in chair pose, we'll sit the hips deep and trade sides. Right elbow outside of the left thigh. You might turn the gaze up past that left shoulder. Really squeeze the knees together here. Inhale back to center in your chair pose. Breathe in deep. And then forward fold as you breathe out. Inhale to halfway lift and exhale to step the right foot to the back of the mat for a crescent lunge. Both arms reach up to the sky. Stack that left knee over the left heel. Gaze straight forward and then enter warrior two by turning the right heel down. We'll straighten out the front leg and reach the left arm forward for triangle. Now the arms will come perpendicular to the floor. Look up past that right thumb. If you feel like taking an extra step here, you'll wrap the right arm behind the back for a bind. Keep rolling the right shoulder back. Inhale, rebend that front knee, and we'll move into Chaturanga. Inhale to Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale to Downward Facing Dog. Other side. Big inhale, lift the right leg up, and then we'll step the right foot between the palms and rise, Crescent Lunge. Keep that deep bend in the right knee, strong quads, strong calves. Keep a steady focus with the eyes. And now setting that left heel down, turn into your warrior two, looking over the right hand. Straighten your right leg and start to reach forward into your triangle pose with the right hand down, left arm high. Big open wingspan, perhaps you even look up past that left thumb. And if you took the bind on the other side, now wrap that left arm behind you. Try reaching to hook the fingers inside of the right hip crease. Rebend the right knee, set both hands down to frame the right foot, and step to forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Chair pose as you exhale, sit the hips deep. Big breath in. And now we're gonna bring the hips all the way to the ground as you exhale, just for a tap, and then we'll rise back up. Now this is optional. You can stay in chair or take another hover with hips right over the mat. Rise back up, pushing the feet down, chair pose, and maybe sink the hips all the way down, hovering, hips above the mat. And back to chair. Good, this time we'll all rise all the way up to stand. Nice work. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale to step the left foot to the back of the mat, Crescent Lunge. Strong engagement of the legs here. This time you're going to take the right hand down the back of the left thigh. Lift the left hand up higher, coming into a little bit of a balance in your Crescent Lunge with a twist. And then spinning it open into your Warrior Two. We'll take that right elbow to the right thigh and left bicep by the ear for side angle. And again, we're working in options, so if you want to keep that left arm where it is, do. Otherwise, take the bind, wrapping the left arm behind the back. Left fingers might hook inside of that right hip crease. The last option I'll offer you is to grab hands underneath that right thigh for the full bind, rolling the chest open towards the sky. And when you're ready to release, we'll take the left arm back up to where we started, and then go all the way back into a reversed warrior. Cartwheel the hands to the ground, stepping into a Chaturanga. As you inhale, take Cobra or Up Dog, and we'll all meet in a downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift the left leg, and as you exhale, step that foot between the palms for Crescent Lunge, other side. Creating lots of stability in the legs and core here. We'll take that left hand down the right thigh, right arm reaches to the sky, and perhaps even start to lift the chest up towards that right thumb, creating a slight arch in the back. Spin open now to your Warrior Two. We'll take the left elbow to the left thigh, right bicep by the ear for side angle, looking up past that right arm. And then if you want to take the half bind, you'll take the right arm behind the back, reach for the hip crease. If you want to take the full bind, you'll go underneath that left thigh. You'll clasp the hands and then spin the chest open, looking up past the right shoulder. Imagine leaning back against a wall here. Good. Now release the bind if you have it. We'll stretch the spine in the opposite direction with a reversed warrior. Big breath in, and as you exhale, cartwheel the hands to the ground, stepping into a forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, and as you exhale, forward fold. Chair pose as you inhale. Big breath in. And exhale, we bring the hips down to hover. This time rolling all the way back like a ball. You're going to roll forward and up into your chair. And exhale, lower the hips to hover and roll all the way back like a ball. And you're going to keep that motion going. Keep in mind, you can hold chair pose the whole time here. Work the strength and stability. If you want to repeat the exercise we did last time of hovering and lifting, you can take that, or you're doing the full exercise, rolling like a ball. Now we'll finish that by rising all the way up to Tadasana, thumbs to heart center. Inhale, arms reach back up. And exhale to chair pose. Now we're going to try something a little different here. Thumbs down to heart center, left elbow hooks outside of the right thigh for a chair twist. Your option first is going to be to stay in that chair twist, or you're going to plant the hands down outside of that right edge of your mat, creating a shelf with the triceps. You're going to lean so that your right hip and your right knee rest on that shelf. Perhaps even lift the feet off the ground for your side crow. Now we are working in variations, so you might just have the feet tapping down on the mat for today. When you're finished there, we're going to move back to that chair twist, back to chair center, and take it right over to the other side. Right elbow hooks outside of the left thigh, spin the gaze up towards the left shoulder. You might stay in that chair twist, or you might be bringing the hands down outside of the left edge of your mat, creating that shelf with your triceps to rest the left hip and the left knee. And I mentioned on the other side, you might hover the toes. You might have the toes lightly resting on the mat as you build the strength for your side crow. If you have the feet lifted, go ahead and set them back down, enter the chair twist. And now as you inhale, reach the arms back up. Breath in, forward fold, breath out. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to step or hop the feet back to your chaturanga. And inhale to up dog. Exhale to downward facing dog, hips lift high. This time as you inhale, lift that right leg up, big breath, and we'll bend the knee to tap the right elbow, sending it back up, inhale, and then left elbow tap as you exhale. Inhale, reach the leg back, three-legged dog, bend the knee and stack the hips, and you can stay stacked or flip open into your wild thing. Big reach of the hips, big reach of that right arm. Try to create one solid arc from right hand to left foot. And then we'll unflip, right leg goes back up. Bring the knee to the chest to step it through for your crescent lunge, pushing the feet down to lift the arms up buoyantly. Now go ahead and take the hands to heart center and tip the chest forward, entering a warrior three. Your body is in one solid line like a capital T, and you can keep the hands at heart center. If you want the extra support, send the hands down to the mat. If you want to lower the hands now and take the extra challenge, we'll set the left hand down in front of the right foot. Take the right hand either to the low back or take the right arm up to the sky, entering your revolved half moon. Slowly begin to step that left foot back and rotate the arms up and around for a reversed warrior on an inhale. And then as you exhale, we'll cartwheel the hands down to frame that right foot. Send it up and back to a three-legged dog and into a chaturanga. Inhale to your up dog, exhale to your down dog. Other side, big breath in, lifts that left leg high. Bend the knee and tap left elbow, working the core. Inhale, send it up and back. And exhale, tap the right elbow. Inhale, send it up and back. This time bending the knee to stack the hips. You can stay stacked or flip into your wild thing. Left toes graze the mat. When that left foot lands, you'll take the left arm up and back, arching through into that wild thing. Big lift of the chest and pelvis. Begin to release left hand back down to the ground. And we'll take that left leg up to the sky in a three-legged dog so that we can bring the knee into the chest and lower the foot for crescent lunge. Stay in that crescent lunge for a moment. Big breath in. Take the thumbs down to heart center and now begin to tip the chest forward for your warrior three. Keeping in mind you can always lower the hands when you get there for a supported variation. And now we'll all lower the hands to the ground, moving that right hand over in front of the left foot. Left hand to the low back. And maybe over time that left hand opens up to the sky for a big stretch of the wingspan. Now we'll cartwheel up and open to a reverse warrior. Big breath in to stretch the left rib cage. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the ground. Send that left leg up and back to a three-legged dog. You might keep it lifted as you take your chaturanga, but when you take your up dog, both tops of feet will be down. Exhale to downward facing dog, pushing through the heels, lifting high through the hips. Bend the knees, look forward, and this time we're going to hop through to a seated position. Extending the legs forward in front of you. Go ahead and reach the arms up with a big inhale and reach for your feet with your exhale. Drop the forehead down towards your shins, and if you're working with props here, you can place a block or pillow underneath the head, maybe underneath the belly or the hip creases. If you have very flexible hamstrings, you can place a block behind the feet and give yourself some more distance to reach for. If you're not working with props, you can also grab your wrist. And then we'll roll the spine upright once again and continue that roll all the way down to the ground until you're lying on the back. Palms are going to frame the hips here, prepping for a back bend. We'll push the feet and hands down as we lift the hips up high. The chin is lifting up high, but do take the chest back towards the chin so you get a nice lift of the whole spine. If you want to take it a step further, interlace your hands below you, push the pinky side of the hands down into the ground, and we'll reach that right leg to the sky. Now cross the right ankle over the left thigh, lower the hips down as you reach the arms overhead, and now we're going to interlace the hands either in front of that left shin for a figure four stretch or behind the left thigh. Finding a nice stretch in the back of the right hip here, relax the low back to the ground. Use the hands to create a little bit of leverage to pull the legs in closer. Now we'll release the hands. We'll take that right leg all the way over now so it's crossed over the left thigh. Scoot the hips a little bit to the right and lower the knees to the left. Moving into a twist. If it feels good to look over your right shoulder, you can turn the face in that direction and relax the spine and legs completely, allowing the weight of the legs to do the work for your twisting here. Now we'll bring it back to center and cross the legs and send the feet straight up. And entering into our second bridge pose, we'll place the palms down by the sides, lift the hips up high. Perhaps take that interlace of the hands, pushing the pinkies down as you lift the hip bones up. This time, left leg goes up towards the ceiling. We'll cross the left ankle over the right thigh, reach the arms overhead, and very slowly hips to the ground. When the hips make it down to the ground, go ahead and interlace the hands either in front of that right shin, reaching through the whole of the legs, or you can grab the back of that right thigh. Getting a nice stretch in the back of the left hip this time, relax the neck and jaw. Now take the arms to a T, cross the left leg all the way over the right leg and scoot the hips to the left. Lower the knees to the right, creating that rotation up all the way from the tailbone to the chest, and maybe taking the rotation up through the neck by looking over the left shoulder. Allow the legs to be heavy here. Allow the breath to return to a natural rhythm of breathing. Scoot the hips back to the middle and uncross the legs. Send the legs straight up to the sky, and now slowly lower the legs down using the core to support that until you enter a full body stretch. Good. As you're ready, you'll bring the arms down by the sides and rest the hands heavy alongside the thighs. Relax the legs and hips now so that the toes might naturally splay open towards the outside edges of your mat. Relax any tension in the jaw, any tension in the skin of your face. Relax any holding in the throat muscles. Soften the skin of the chest and the deeper muscles of the chest. If you have time to pause the video here, you might take another few moments to rest in Shavasana, but if you're moving with me, go ahead and wiggle your fingers and toes. Inhale to reach your arms overhead, and we'll roll onto the right side of the body into a brief fetal position. And now bringing both hands to the ground, push yourself up to a seated position, crossing the legs, sitting upright. With an inhale, reach the arms overhead, palms come together, and as you exhale, drop the thumbs to the center of the forehead, clear vision, to the middle of the lips, clear speech, and to the center of the heart, compassion in all of our actions. It was my honor to guide you through practice today. Thank you for showing up to this beautiful, snowy view in Denver, Colorado with me on our road tour. I look forward to seeing you again next week for a new location. Namaste.